Hello, my name is Ashish Udgave. I am working as an assistant professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yadrao, Itzelganj. I am welcome to all in the lecture of basic concepts. In last video, we have covered the concept of composition of forces and problems on composition of forces. Today, in video number 4, we are going to cover resolution of force and problems on resolution of forces. Resolution of force. The meaning of word resolution is nothing but to resolve. That is nothing but to separate. Therefore, resolution of force is nothing but the way of representing a single force into number of forces without changing the effect of the force on the body is called as the resolution of forces. Suppose a single force F is to be resolved into number of forces F1, F2, F3, F4 and plus and so on. Then these numbers of forces are called as component of single force, and the single force F is called as the resultant of forces F1, F2, F3, F4. In many problems, it is desirable to resolve a force into two components. These two components may or may not be perpendicular to each other. Resolved part of a force or component of force. When the resolution of force is done on two axes at right angles to each other, then each force is called as the resolved part of the force or component of the force. Please note that the term resolved part of the force has to be used only when the resolution of the force is done on two mutually perpendicular axes. If resolution of force is done along two directions which are not perpendicular to each other, then each force is called as component of force or not a resolved part of the force. Methods of resolution. There are two methods of resolution. Number one, resolution of force into two mutually perpendicular components, and number second, resolution of force into two non-perpendicular components. First of all, we will see resolution of force into two mutually perpendicular components. Consider figure 2.13. Let a force F be inclined at an angle theta to x-axis as shown in figure. Length OA represents the magnitude of F. We have to resolve it into two components, Fx and Fy. Fx is along x-axis and Fy is along y-axis. Now, from point A, draw a perpendicular to x-axis, we will get point B. Since F is a vector, therefore Fx and Fy is also vector components. So we have to circulate lengths OB and AB. Length OB represents the magnitude of x component, that is Fx, and length AB represents magnitude of y component, that is Fy. Now in triangle OAB, cos of theta is equal to adjacent side upon hypotenuse. Therefore OA upon therefore cos of theta is equal to OB upon OA. Therefore we get OB is equal to OA into cos of theta. But OA represents the force in magnitude, force F in magnitude and direction. Therefore we get OB is equal to F cos theta. Therefore OB is equal to F cos theta is called as x component of force F or resolved part of the force F along x-axis. Therefore we get Fx is equal to F cos of theta. Now in triangle OBA, sin of theta is equal to AB divided by OA. By putting all these given values in this equation, we get AB is equal to F sin of theta. Since AB is the y component of the force, therefore Fy is equal to F sin of theta. Please note that here theta is the angle made by force F with horizontal. Therefore we get two formulas, magnitude of the component Fx is equal to F cos theta and Fy is equal to F sin of theta. Direction of components, Fx towards right and Fy vertically upwards. Different cases of resolution of forces. The figure shows the quadrant system. Towards side of the x-axis there is positive sign, towards left side there is negative sign. Towards upward direction of y-axis there is positive sign, and towards downward direction of y-axis there is negative sign. Now part first, resolution when force is pull in respective quadrants. Case first, suppose a single force F lies in the first quadrant. Therefore that force we have to resolve into two components, Fx and Fy. Fx is acting towards right direction and Fy acting towards vertically upward direction. Therefore Fx must be positive and Fy must be positive. Now for case second, suppose a single force lies in a second quadrant, pull in the nature. Therefore we have to resolve that force into two components, Fx and Fy. Fx is acting towards horizontally left direction and Fy is acting towards vertically upward direction. Therefore for Fx there is negative sign and for Fy there is positive sign. For case third, suppose a single force F lies in third quadrant and the nature of that force is pull in nature. We have to resolve it into two components, Fx and Fy. As Fx is acting towards left direction and Fy is acting towards downward direction. Therefore Fx is negative and Fy is also negative. For case fourth, suppose a single force lies in a fourth quadrant. We have to resolve it into two components, Fx and Fy. As Fx is acting towards horizontally right direction and Fy is acting towards vertically downward direction. Therefore Fx is positive and Fy is negative. Now part second, resolution of force when the force is pushed in respective quadrants. Suppose case 5, case 6, case 7, case 8, all the force F is, for all cases force F is push in nature. Suppose for case 5, suppose a single force F lies in first quadrant and push in nature. As this force is acting towards the point, therefore component also are towards the point. Therefore Fx is acting towards left direction and Fy is acting in downward direction. Therefore sign of Fx is negative and sign of Fy is also negative. Suppose for case sixth, suppose a single force F lies in second quadrant and push in nature. We have to resolve it into two components. Therefore as the single force is push in nature, therefore components also push in nature. Therefore Fx is acting towards horizontally right direction and Fy is acting in vertically downward direction. Since Fx is acting towards right direction, therefore sign of Fx is positive and Fy is acting in downward direction, therefore sign of Fy is negative. Now we will consider case 7. In this case, suppose a single force F lies in third quadrant and the nature of force is push. As the force is push in nature, therefore components also push in nature. Therefore Fx is acting towards horizontally right direction and Fy is acting in upward direction. Therefore sign of Fx is positive and sign of Fy is negative. And last case, case number 8, suppose a single force F lies in fourth quadrant and push in nature. Therefore we have to resolve this force into two components, Fx and Fy. Since Fx is acting towards horizontally left direction, therefore sign of Fx is negative and Fy is acting towards vertically upward direction, therefore sign of Fy is positive. Now the conclusion for the cases 1 to 8 is that, first conclusion is that components acting horizontally rightwards, that is along positive x-axis, are taken as positive. Conclusion number second, components acting horizontally leftwards, that is along negative x-axis, are taken as negative. Conclusion number third, components acting vertically upwards along positive x-axis are taken as a positive. Number fourth, components acting vertically downwards, that is along negative y-axis, are taken as negative. In all cases, Fx is equal to F cos theta, Fy is equal to F sin theta. where theta is the acute angle made by F with positive or negative x-axis. Please note that if the force is pull, its components are also pull, and if the force is push, its components are also push. Now, part third, resolution of force when it lies on x and y axis. We will consider case number 9, the force acting due east, that is along positive x-axis. We know that if the force is acting towards due east, therefore theta is the angle made by force F with positive x-axis. Therefore, in this case, theta is equal to 0. We have formula F is equal to F cos theta, Fx is equal to F cos theta, and Fy is equal to F sin theta. Therefore, by putting theta is equal to 0, we get Fx is equal to F and Fy is equal to 0. Now, case number 10, force acting due north, that is along positive y-axis. In this case, as the force is acting towards due north, therefore theta is equal to 90 degree. We have formula Fx is equal to F cos theta and Fy is equal to F sin theta. By putting theta is equal to 0, we get Fx is equal to 0 and Fy is equal to F. Now, case number 11, force acting due west, that is along negative y-axis. In this case, as force is acting towards due west, therefore theta is equal to 180 degree. Therefore, we get, after putting theta is equal to 180 degree in the equations Fx is equal to F cos theta and Fy is equal to F sin theta, we get Fx is equal to minus F and Fy is equal to 0. And case 12, force acting due south, that is along negative y-axis. In this case, as the force is acting towards due south, therefore theta is equal to 270 degree. Therefore, by putting theta is equal to 270 degree in the equations, we have Fx is equal to F cos theta and Fy is equal to F sin theta. We get Fx is equal to 0 and Fy is equal to minus F. Please note that for the resolution of cases 9 to 12 in part 3rd, the angle is measured from positive x-axis in the anticlockwise direction. Therefore, conclusions of cases from 9 to 12. First conclusion is that a horizontal force has only x component and a vertical force has only y component. Conclusion number second, x component of horizontally rightward force is equal to positive into that given force, and x component of horizontally leftward force is equal to negative that given force. Conclusion number third, y component of vertically upward force is positive given force and y component of vertically downward force is negative given force. Now we will solve the problems on resolution of forces. First problem, determine the resultant of the forces acting on a hook as shown in figure. Solution. In this problem there are three forces, namely 70 Newton, 80 Newton and 50 Newton. The angle of 50 Newton force with positive x-axis is 45 degree. As this angle is acute angle and with respect to x-axis, therefore there is no need to change it. Now the angle of 80 Newton force with positive x-axis is 25 degree. Since this 25 degree is also less than 90 degree and second one is it is also with respect to x-axis, therefore there is no need to change it. But the angle of 70 Newton force with 80 Newton force is 25 degree. Since it is less than 90 degree but it is not with respect to x-axis, therefore we have to convert it with respect to x-axis. Therefore the angle of 70 Newton force with respect to x-axis is 50 degree. Now we will resolve these three forces into their respective components. The FBD, that is free body diagram of the given figure, is shown in figure. Now the 50 Newton force we are going to resolve into two components, that is Fx is equal to 50 cos 45 and vertical component is 50 sin 45. 80 Newton force is also resolved into two components. Horizontal component is 80 cos of 25 and vertical component is 80 sin of 25. Also 70 Newton force is resolved into two components. Horizontal component is 70 cos 50 and vertical component is 70 sin 50. Now after resolving forces horizontally, we get Fx is equal to, Fx is nothing but summation of all the horizontal components. Therefore we get Fx is equal to, since 80 cos of 25 is acting towards right direction, therefore it will become, the sign of that force is positive. Also 70 cos of 50 and 50 cos of 45, all these three forces are acting towards horizontally right direction, therefore sign of all these forces are positive. Therefore we get summation Fx is equal to plus 80 cos 25 plus 70 cos of 50 plus 50 cos of 45. Therefore we get Fx is equal to 152.8 Newton. Now resolving forces vertically, since 70 sine of 50 and 80 sine of 25, both the forces are acting towards vertically upward direction, therefore sign of these two forces are positive. But 50 sine 45 is acting in vertically downward direction, therefore sign of this force is negative. Now resolving forces vertically, we get summation Fy is equal to 80 sine of 25 plus 70 sine of 50 minus 50 sine of 45. Therefore we get Fy is equal to 52.10 Newton. Therefore now resultant is equal to, we have formula for resultant, R is equal to under root summation Fx square plus summation Fy square. By putting all these values in this equation, we get R is equal to under root 150. R is equal to, we get 161.5 Newton. And also we know that direction theta is equal to tan inverse of summation Fy upon Fx. Therefore we get theta is equal to 18.33 degree. Now last step is the location of R. Since Fx and Fy both are positive, therefore resultant force must lie in first quadrant at an angle of approximately 18.33 degree with respect to x-axis. Now second question, a system of four forces acting at a point on a body is shown in figure. Determine resultant. In this force system, for 100 Newton force, there is an angle of 40 degree with respect to y-axis. Therefore we have to convert it with respect to x-axis. Therefore angle of 100 Newton with respect to x-axis is 50 degree. The angle of 50 Newton force with respect to x-axis is 60 degree, as it will satisfy both the conditions for angle, that is it must be less than 90 degree and it must be with respect to x-axis. Therefore there is no need to change it. Now for force 200 there is a slope of 1 by 2, and for force 120 Newton there is slope of 4 by 3. Therefore first of all we have to find the angles of these two forces with respect to x-axis. If theta 1 is an angle of 200 Newton force with respect to x-axis, then we get theta 1 is equal to 26.565 degree. Similarly, inclination of 120 Newton force to x-axis is given by theta 2 is equal to 53.13 degree. Now we will resolve all these forces into two mutually perpendicular components. Therefore resolving forces horizontally, summation Fx is equal to we get 146.2 Newton, and summation Fy is equal to 65.5 Newton. In this, for this summation Fx and Fy, we have considered if the force is acting towards horizontally right direction, then we will take it as a positive. If the force is acting towards left direction, horizontal force is acting towards left direction, then we have taken it as a negative. If the vertical force acting in upward direction, then we have taken it as a positive, and if a vertical force is acting in downward direction, then we have taken it as a negative. Therefore, we get summation Fx is equal to 146.2 Newton and summation Fy is equal to 65.5 Newton. Therefore, we have formula R is equal to summation Fx square plus summation under root summation Fx square plus summation Fy square. By putting summation values of summation Fx and Fy in above equation, we get R is equal to 160.2 Newton. And direction alpha is equal to tan inverse of summation Fy upon summation Fx. Therefore, we get alpha is equal to 24.1 degree. And last step, location of resultant. As summation Fx and Fy both are positive, therefore resultant lies in a first quadrant at an angle of 24.1 degree with respect to x-axis. Now next question. Two forces acting on a body are 500 Newton and 1000 Newton as shown in figure. A. Determine the third force F such that the resultant of all three forces is 1000 Newton directed towards x-axis. Solution. Let the third force F makes an angle theta with respect to x-axis. Then we have formula R cos of alpha is equal to summation Fx gives F cos of theta is equal to minus 225.9 Newton. Similarly, we have formula R sin of theta is equal to summation Fy, which gives F sin of theta is equal to minus 408.9 degree. 408.9. That is, F sin of theta is equal to minus 408.9. Therefore, we have formulas F is equal to under root F cos of theta square plus F sin of theta square. Therefore, we get F is equal to 467.2 Newton. And direction theta is equal to tan inverse of F sin theta upon F cos theta. Therefore, we get theta is equal to 61.08 degree as shown in figure B. Last step is the location of the force. Since F cos of theta is negative and F sin of theta is also negative, therefore third force must lie in third quadrant at an angle of approximately 61.08 degree. And last problem from this video, find analytically the equilibrium of the following concurrent force system. Solution. Step first, given figure is simplified as follows. In this figure, we have to resolve all the inclined forces into two mutually perpendicular components. Now, resolving forces horizontally, we get summation Fx is equal to minus 6.278 kN. Resolving forces vertically, we get summation Fy is equal to minus 8.259 kN. Now we have formula R is equal to under root summation Fx square plus summation Fy square. Therefore, we get R is equal to 10.37 kN. Therefore, equilibrium, as resultant force and equilibrium force both are equal in magnitude, opposite direction and collinear with each other. Therefore, equilibrium force is equal to minus 10.37 kN. Since negative sign indicates the equilibrium acts in opposite direction to that of result. Now, direction theta is equal to tan inverse of summation Fy upon summation Fs. Therefore, we get theta is equal to 52.76 degree. Please note that While finding direction, that is theta, please note that either summation fx or summation fy or both the two values are negative, then while calculating direction theta, take it as a positive. That is, theta is equal to tan inverse of summation fy upon summation fx. Therefore, here we get theta is equal to 52.76 degree. And last step, to find the position of the equilibrium. As result summation fx and summation fy both are negative, therefore resultant lies in third quadrant. But in this problem we have to find the equilibrium force. As resultant force and equilibrium force both are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction and collinear with each other, therefore equilibrium force lies in the first quadrant. Please note that this video is prepared for academic use only, to understand the concept of resolution of force and to solve the problems on resolution of forces for UG students only. Thank you. Thanks a lot. For any query, please feel free to contact me on mail or on mobile. Thank you.